all I gotta say is that it's a good thing that I have a pretty healthy ego, some high quality self-esteem and self-confidence, because boy, I tell you what, with this new job I have, I am like at the bottom of the bottom of the barrel in terms of staffing. At this company I work for, I am like way down there, and I'm all right with that. You know, I'm down with the working class. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I don't have any issues with hierarchy. I don't have any. I mean, I don't want abusive bosses. You know, I don't want that. But my higher ups are all. They seem like decent people. So far, so good. I haven't run into any abusive sort of behavior from management. Although I've only been here for a little over a month, so you know, give it time, right? But so here's the deal. I've been at this job. It's just a warehouse job. I'm a package handler. I load and unload trucks. And you know, one of the concerns I had when I was first considering taking the job was my health. I mean, I'm 58. I'm not in the best of shape. I'm pretty strong still, but you know, I've got a funky back. I've got joint issues. I'm pretty sure I've got arthritis in my like wrists and my fingers, a little bit in my knees. You know, just old guy shit. And so going into this, I've been like, well, you know, let's see how it goes. Let me see how well I do. I've loaded trucks before. I know that it's a great job to get you in shape if you're not in shape already, and I've talked about this before already. I feel stronger and I've lost some weight. But as I've also mentioned, my wife Allison has been really concerned because she knows that I've got, you know, issues. I've had injuries and, you know, whatever. So everything was going good until about 2 weeks ago, and I tweaked my elbow, and basically it's tendonitis. I mean, that's it. Pretty simple shit. There's not much you can do about it, except rest it, basically. You know, they can't get in there and fix it. There's no surgery that's going to, you know, I'm not going to have surgery. I take some Advil and I go to work and I do okay. But the other night, and it's, you know, it was messed up. The company I work for put me on a different in a different area where it was like the work itself was really super simple and less wear and tear on my poor elbow. And then my elbow started feeling good again, and I wanted to get back to work. I wanted to do some like manly shit. I wanted to get back to. I actually wanted to unload a truck as opposed to loading a truck. Which is, hey Russ, how's it going, man? Sorry, I guess it shows that I'm a good driver because I just now realized that you're commenting. I'll look at it in a second when I stop. Yeah, punk rock teeth. I saw that. That I'm used to. You know, I've had that issue going all my life. I'm gonna turn here because there's just too much traffic right now. Anyway, so yeah, to make a long story short, my elbow started feeling good. I went back to work at my normal area. I re-injured myself, and I'm back to square one. My elbow feels like it hurts. If I even just letting it dangle, it hurts. You know, like I almost want a whatchamacallit, a sling, because then it would let, you know, ease the pressure of this arm. So the cool thing about my company is that, you know, it's like if you're not super duper injured and you're willing to work, they will give you the hours if you want the hours. They don't insist on it. If you don't feel good, they don't want you there. But if you want to work, they'll figure out a way to get you in there and so you can get some hours in. And I do appreciate that. So, you know, they asked me, they said, well, do you want to work if we can give you some light work? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So they put me in this area I never even knew existed before, way over in a corner. This warehouse is massive. You know, it's just like a big facility. And there's, you know, conveyor belts and chutes and metal ladders and stirrups, and it's insane. It's very noisy. So they put me over in this area, and the guy says, here's your job. You stand next to this, like, conveyor belt, And then all you do is when you see something coming down, you just make sure that it's separated from something else, and you make sure that the labels are facing upwards, because I guess they have a scanner that points down and scans as they go through this little tunnel. And I thought, really? You're paying me to do that? I didn't say that. So for my shift last night, I go to work and I go in at 11 o'clock at night and work till whenever. And usually I average about 3 hours. This is part-time work. I don't want to work more than that because it's just, it's pretty grueling, punishing work. But last night it was so light and so soft and so boring that I was worried that it was going to make the time just crawl by, which it kind of did. But I can't complain because at least they're paying me to be there. And but yeah, here's the funny thing. So I'm way over in a corner. Like, I'm not even working around anybody. I'm over by myself. I could pick my nose if I want. Nobody cares. Nobody would notice. So, you know, it's getting later, and I look down and I realize that it's coming on 2:30, and I hadn't taken a break, which I don't care. I don't do anything on my break. I know I'd rather work. It sounds like FedEx. It is FedEx, actually. Do you work? You don't work for FedEx, do you, Russell? Yeah, so they put me over there, and time's going by, and all of a sudden I'm noticing that the machinery around me is starting to kind of turn off. It's getting quieter, you know, and all of a sudden I look over in an area where there was a bunch of, like, 3 employees, they're gone. I look over another area, they're gone, and I'm like, wow, I mean, everybody's going home. What's going on? So 2:30 hits, and nobody has talked to me. Nobody's come over and said, hey, take a break. Nobody said, hey, go ahead and take off. You know, you're good. There's nothing. I have no supervisor. Nobody's making sure I'm doing my job, which is, I love it because I'm quality minded. I'm going to do my job. If you tell me this is what needs to be done, I'll do it. I'm down with that. I'm into that. But nobody said anything. You know, it was just kind of like, you're on your own. So, yeah, so I didn't know what to do. And, you know, I probably could have just, you know, milked it for at least another half hour and you know, worked till 3 and nobody would, 4 maybe, who knows. But I was in pain. I was needing some Advil. And I thought, you know what? I better go ask somebody. So, not anymore. I'm stopping. Let me get my reading glasses on. Those are my driving glasses. Oh, okay. So you have worked. I worked FedEx loading trucks. It sucked, but I was in great shape. I tore my bicep. Oh, damn it. I tore my calf muscle. The bicep muscle. Oh, I can't even imagine that. That just hurt just thinking about. I'm still 3 months out and it hurts to... Oh, so they can work with you to find a place. Sounds like FedEx. Yeah, so that, you know, that's the thing. Like, and maybe you have some insight into this, you know. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this job. I mean, I'm doing it because I just need to make a little extra money. I'm not touring right now. And if I was smart, I would just buckle down and do a bunch of painting and do more commission work and just be the, you know, dumbass artist that I want to be. But I also like the structure of the job, and I kind of like. I think this is good for me. The exercise part is the best part of it. I'm considering. I applied in another job for a rival company, and I think I'll get the job. The only thing that would stop me would be a drug test and a background check, which I pass. I'm gonna pass. So it's not loading trucks. It's definitely a different job, and I think it'll be easier on my old guy body. But I gotta say, man, the work, I feel it. You know, when I'm done after just even a 3-hour shift, I'm on the load side usually, and I wouldn't mind the load side. This is really technical stuff, and probably only, you know, you will understand and appreciate. Well, how many songs did we write while bored out of your mind? I thought about that last night. You know, I didn't even have a pen in my pocket. I thought maybe I can jot down my thoughts and I can turn it into a song. I'll probably turn it into a song anyway. But yeah, I didn't have anything. It was just me and my the only way I had access to the time is because I've got this dumb Fitbit on, which like 5 people told me I can't wear, and then another 5 people told me I could wear, so whatever. I'm big. The load side, it's cool, but my issue is with the scanning. They keep giving me these shitty scanners, and it just affects the flow. I like to work fast and just keep at it. And yeah, the scanning thing kind of is just not. It doesn't work out as well as I'd like for it to. The unload side I like a lot, because you can get your own rhythm, you can go for it. And I've done it. I snuck doing it. I wanted to see what it was like, because ultimately, if I stick with FedEx, and if my arm will hang out, and not keep feeling like it does, I'd prefer to be on the unload side. Load side is just, it's too chaotic, and there's more room to move around and move stuff. But in the unload side, I think I'm better at unloading, and I just feel like it's just less stress on my body. I worked there the other night, and I had a woman who, the only downside was that I got in a trailer, and I unload pretty quickly, but I got in, and I was just sweating profusely. And I asked the lady I was working with, I said, "Hey, do you mind if we turn on the fan?" And she's like, "God, no, don't turn on the fan, it's freezing in here." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So that was kind of a bummer. I realized that my breathing is affected by all of the dust, and I keep forgetting to bring a mask. But I kind of like it. I'm sure in a month's time I'm gonna hate it, and I won't be having this same exact conversation. But I kind of like it. And so far, FedEx, for all, I did a lot of research, and there's a lot of people dissing it and stuff. But so far, everybody I've met in management has been pretty cool. They seem to be, they're one of the big guys that I talked to. I don't know exactly what he is, some kind of manager. He seems genuinely like he wants to help. He knows that I want to work, and I think I'm doing a good enough job to where they realize that, it's, might as well keep this guy around. I mean, they're not, it's not like they're paying me a fortune. The warehouse is always like 90, yeah. Lots of dust. I was always coughing. Yeah, I think that is the only other thing that might really keep me from wanting to do this for very long. I start to feel like I have to hack up, and that's not a good thing. You don't want that. I breathe. My allergies are insane anyway, so it doesn't take much for me to be all stuffed up and phlegmy, and sorry, too much TMI, I know. But anyway, yeah, that's interesting. I'm cool. It's good to talk to somebody that's done it. I don't have any friends that have done it, and I've been online. I've talked with a couple people online in comment sections, and just to kind of pick their brain. And everybody's got such different take on the job itself. It's definitely not a job for everybody. And they warned you during orientation. They were like, "Look, if you quit, we'll understand. Just let us know, and quit in good standing. So it's not, if you ever want to come back, you have that opportunity," which I like. I appreciate that. But I just don't know what else. Ultimately, I think what I really wanted to do is I got into it thinking, well, maybe if I get in, I can snag some kind of a driving job, because I do that anyway. That's my side gig is driving for everything from Lyft to Amazon Flex to DoorDash. So I'd like to drive. And then I was talking to one of the what do they call it? Switcher. And I wouldn't mind doing that either. I don't know what kind of training is required, but it seems like it'd be fairly easy. I mean, I'm really good with backing in a U-Haul trailer. I've done that for years, so I don't know. It can't be that much different. Yeah, they warned us you get paid to work out. Exactly. Too funny. As soon as I said, as you said, the 11 o'clock, I knew it was FedEx. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I'm not being mysterious about it. I just, I don't want to share too much, just because, I don't know. It's not that big a deal. It's just kind of a funny thing. I'm glad, though. It's nice to talk to somebody that's got the experience and has dealt with that company before. Anyway, I'm gonna go scan. I gotta go scan some artwork and get some artwork sent off to customers, and then do a couple other things. But always good to check in with you guys and say hello. And I hope you're having a good day. I got 2 days off, so I get to rest my elbow. And then I go in Saturday night, and who knows what they're gonna. They had me in this area they call it the not the bridge, the split. And I'm in between two conveyor belts, And my job, this was the first job they gave me to rest my arm. My job was basically as things are coming down on one side of the conveyor belt, I look for codes, and if I see the wrong code, I quickly push it along the conveyor belt over to the opposite conveyor belt to send it back to the other way. And that it's a boring job, but at least there's some activity. You're doing something. But yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm the good thing is I'm married to somebody that kind of makes a living dealing with a lot of this kind of stuff. So she's been giving me some good tips, and she showed me some things I can do to kind of stretch it. It's just I think it's just a recurring thing I've had, and it's not going to go away. I mean, I don't think at this point, I'm 58. This is just, I'm going to have more of this shit. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully on Saturday, instead of putting me back where they just put me last night, which was just, like, it almost felt like a joke. I mean, not only did they put me in an area which I'm pretty convinced they just made up that position that night. I'm sure that's not true, but then they forgot about me. And I was like, boy, if I was, like, insecure, this could really hurt my feelings right now, but... It's just been a long time since I worked in the corporate world, for a big corporation like that. It's a little bit of an adjustment, but so far I like the people. You know what I like the best about working for FedEx is, and I'm sure I'm going to be accused of virtual signaling like I was recently, is you work with everybody. I mean, it is like a melting pot beyond belief. I work with everybody, and I've talked to a lot of people. And there's a genuine sense of, like, everybody's in this together. There is a weird sort of community feel about it, which I really, really like a lot. Because when you're a musician or an artist and you're just kind of spoiled and you're used to getting to do nothing, sleep in all day and whatever, you do become isolated. You hang out with the same people or nobody at all. And, in this situation, I think this is good for everybody. I keep telling my wife, I wish that there was a mandatory, every musician artist has to, like, for 1 month work at FedEx at the ground, the very first level, package handling. Because you really do. You're working with your neighbors, your community, the people that, like, you don't see all the time, and that are, and everybody is just working class and trying to make a living and trying to deal with their own things. And there's something it really appeals to me. I've been writing a lot, and it's been very inspired by some of the conversations I've had with some of the people I've worked with. But yeah, I like that a lot. Young, old, black, white, brown, yeah, everybody. I mean, even like I was talking to a woman, and we get along. We talk all the time, and then this other guy I was talking to goes, she was a man at some point. I was like, well, you have to understand, in my world, that's not that crazy. And he goes, no, it's not a big deal. But even the gender thing is, nobody's hung up, seemingly. And if they are, obviously they can't make a big deal about it, because in the orientation they really, really pound that shit, like no discrimination of any sort. So I like it. I like working with people. It's making me like people again, which I need that occasionally. It's annoying. It's hard work. It's, I'm sure that I'm worth more hourly wise, but for somebody who doesn't have a lot of skills and also doesn't have a great resume. I was trying to put together a resume a couple of years ago, and I'm like, wow, I'm screwed. If I ever have to work a real job, I'm pretty screwed. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for hanging out. Stez says, I worked warehouse on and off for years in between writing songs. Yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's been very inspirational to me in terms of art and music. I've been writing a lot of little short story type things down, and I'll probably try to do something with that. But yeah, I dig it. I've never been above working. I like to work, like I haven't had a full-time job since I was in my 20s, but in terms of like part-time hard work, it's good for me. It's good for my soul, like, I mean, if I had to do it 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, or 5 days a week, I don't know that I could do it. But yeah, in this situation, I'm good. All right, guys, thank you so much for saying hi and joining me, and I don't know, we'll do it again soon, hopefully. All right, take care. Yeah. Okay, bye.